What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Under 1,000 Pod. This is a podcast where I bring on someone that is a YouTube reptile enthusiast, hobbyist, or breeder, and we get to know them a little better and talk to them. This episode is not live. I am pre-recording this episode because I had to do something this Friday, and I couldn't make the live show, so we're pre-recording it. And hope you guys are okay with this. We've done this once before, and I'm thinking about maybe doing this next year, doing more pre-recorded episodes. Let me know what you guys feel about that, just so maybe I can have a couple Fridays and then I can take the wife out. But yeah, this is a pre-recorded, so we can't see you in the chat, or we can't respond to you in the chat, but we will be in the chat because it'll be a premiere, so we can still be in the chat and talk to you guys in the chat. So still put up questions. We might be in the chat to answer them. But yeah, that's the way this is going to go. But thank you guys for hanging out, coming hanging out with us on this Friday, or technically just hanging out on a Friday. But before we get into our guest this week, you know how we do it. Oh, secondly, we had Red Zone Reptiles. We're rescheduling with them, but we're going to reschedule them in September. So don't worry, we're still having them on the show. We're still going to get to talk to them and get to know them. So no worries. If you're interested in getting to see their interview, come back in September and you will have that there. But before we get into our guests for this episode, you know what we got to do. We got to say thanks to our sponsor and, of course, play that sponsor video. So here we go. This episode sponsored by DWXOTICZ. That is my twin brother from another mother, Dre. Just go check him out. He is amazing. He is a reptile enthusiast. He has many different species of reptiles, from emerald tree boas, green tree pythons, reticulated pythons, blood pythons, ball pythons. He has, I'm going to say it wrong. It's not a Komodo dragon. It's a crocodilian. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong, but you only find out if you go check out his YouTube channel. Yes, check out his YouTube channel. He is killing it over there. Great channel. Very informative. He tells you about animals. He shows you how to take care of animals. He shows you how to handle animals. He is very knowledgeable and doesn't mind giving up that knowledge and letting you know all about the animals he takes care of, he loves, and the ones we are all passionate about. Definitely go check him out. And while you're watching his YouTube, make sure you jump over to his Instagram, go hit that follow button, and check him out on TikTok too. He's on TikTok doing this thing on TikTok. But definitely go check out Dre. Dre is a great friend to me, and he's a great friend to the reptile community. So definitely go check him out. Definitely go hit that follow. Let him know I sent you. And thanks again, Dre, for sponsoring this episode. All right, there you go. Thanks again, Dre from DWXOTICZ, for sponsoring the video. Greatly appreciate it. And I know it's Dorf came in. He told me to leave it in when I sent it to him, and I'm leaving it in. Still funny, still hilarious. Thank you again for sponsoring the show. Go check him out. It's actually already passed. The live already passed, but you go rewatch it. He's going to be on Herp Collector's show, Clutch Conversations. It was set Thursday. Well, this is Friday, but it was Thursday. So if you haven't go watch it, go watch the rewatch of it and go check him out on there. Definitely a good friend of the show and a friend of mine. And he could be a friend of yours because he's a cool guy. So go check him out. But without further ado, guys, let's bring on our guest. All right, here we are. Thanks for coming on, Jeremy. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me on again, Gershon. It's a pleasure to be back. I'm doing pretty good, brother. I'm doing pretty good. Just got done. Actually put away clutch one. All the babies came out of their egg, and we cut the other night. So
okay,
we came out, got them all cleaned up. So now we're just waiting for them to do the shedding cycle.
Oh yeah, that process. Yeah, I just got a clutch that shed. I have to show them off because this is the third clutch of the season for me here. Yes, third clutch of the season for me here. And I did the video where it's going to be all in one video from pulling of the clutch to doing my who's your uncle to cutting the clutch and to revealing the clutch. It's going to be an all-one video. I wanted to do one clutch that way this year, or one or two clutches that way, and see how people like that style of doing the video.
Yeah.
I got it from Exquisite Exotics, Daryl and Holly. They do it that way, which I really do like. I do like it because you get to see what's in that egg after you cut it, that anticipation time, waiting another week or two before. So I was like, I want to try that out. So I definitely want to try that out. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let people know who you are and what animals you have.
I'm Jeremy of Warfel'S Morphs. I'm mainly working with ball pythons. My side project is carpet pythons, though. I think carpet pythons get a bad rap, but they don't really deserve that rap.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing, gorgeous. I mean, you can see my girl Xena right here. She's waiting for food because she knows that the left side of the tank is where the food comes in at, and so she's telling me she's hungry. But you don't go into the carpet's cage at night. They think everything's food.
That is smart. That is smart. And of course, you guys have seen Jeremy on our show before. We talked about his ball pythons. This episode, we're going to talk about his carpet pythons. So we're very excited to talk about that because I am still very new to carpets. So I'm going to be asking questions sometimes just for me necessarily. So don't get upset, guys. But we also know Jeremy is on YouTube, Instagram. He's dabbling in TikTok. We still will see it if the TikTok happens here and there. Well, technically, no, his son is dabbling in TikTok.
My son's dabbling in TikTok. And I don't even know if you can consider him getting his pinky toe in the water yet. The rest starts getting wet on it. But I think there's like 2 videos out. He was taking videos. Was it? We were doing something down here, and I'd swear he was taking videos or pictures. And whether or not they ended up on TikTok, I have no idea. I have nothing to do with that. That was his idea. I told him, you run with it, dude. If you can keep up with it, it's your thing. I got enough with YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And on top of all the snakes, I've got enough on my plate. I don't need to dabble.
I can understand that. I can totally understand that. I'm trying to myself be organized in doing my YouTube, my Instagram, Facebook, and a little bit of TikTok on top of the snakes with all the clutches I'm getting this year, which is well more than I thought I was going to get, which is a good and a bad thing. I'm also having to build new hatchling racks and possibly a new incubator because I'm having more clutches than I thought. So it is always a challenge to do everything and do everything correctly or to the standards you're already at. You don't want to dip below that. But it's hard to get that content out and be on time and try to do everything like you wanted to do. It's definitely a challenge, but I think I'm doing okay so far.
Yeah, I'd say you're doing pretty darn good. Yeah. I just have a hard time keeping up with everything. Especially lately, man. It's like 10 o'clock or like 10, 11 o'clock. Normally, all right, my schedule is I wake up for work at like 5, come home from work at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening, spend a little bit of time with the family. Once my daughter Hadley goes to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock, it's back down to the snake room, and I don't go back until like 11 or 12. So it's, and then with us with my wife being pregnant, I'm doing a little bit more around the house. So it's starting to catch up to me a little bit. I'm noticing that I'm a lot more tired. A lot quicker.
Yep. I've at work. I did get a promotion at work, so I'm doing a couple different newer things at work that are sometimes a little more physical than I thought they were going to be. So that is getting me more tired. And now I'm helping coach my son's baseball on Saturdays, where I would get to sleep in a little more. But now I'm outside for like a good 2-3 hours in the heat trying to get little 7 and 8-year-olds to play baseball. That is draining my energy on the weekends. So, trying to find those hours to rejuvenate yourself to get ready for the week or even for the next day, it's getting a little harder and harder here and there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't know how you could. Yeah. I would drive myself nuts with trying to teach kids how to focus.
I do like the teaching the kids. I've learned to have that patience with them and get them to stay interested and focused on it. I do like it. It is tiring, but it is rewarding too. And I'm seeing my son have fun. So that's the biggest thing, is seeing him have fun and him excited about a sport. And him getting exercise. That's important too. But yeah, it's draining. But congrats on the next bundle of joy. I didn't even realize you guys were having another one. Congrats.
Thank you.
Do you guys know what it is, or
she only had one ultrasound so far, and that was just to see that there was something in there.
Okay, we're still in the beginning stages. Okay.
Yeah, at this moment, it looked like a gummy bear. It really did. The ultrasound tech brought up. I was like, "Oh, that's a gummy bear." And I think it was so weird. Like, she was talking about stuff, and she was like talking about like how big millimeter wise this was or that was. I couldn't help myself, and I said, "Oh, that's about the size of like when a snake ovulates." And like, she looked at me real weird.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yep. Like, oh, I forgot. This is not that world. My bad. Yeah. My bad. Sometimes my snake nerd sneaks out on me. Sometimes it sneaks out on me in conversations. I apologize.
Yep. Basically. And then my wife looked at me like, really?
Yeah. This is not the place. She gave you that look. This is not the place.
Yep. Exactly.
I totally understand that. Well, so since we've been chatting, which is so much easier to do when there's no people in the comments and you're reading them, you just start talking to the other person. We actually had come here to do certain things, so let's kind of get into that. But before we do, make sure you guys are subscribed. Hit the subscribe button for Warfel'S Morphs on YouTube. Hit the follow button on Instagram. Go find the TikTok. There's not a lot of TikToks up there, but go follow them there as well, because Jeremy is super close to hitting 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So definitely help that out. There's a giveaway happening for him as well, and you could go find out what's going to be in the giveaway. He has a live video that came out Tuesday. I know this is Friday, so you missed it already, but you can go back and rewatch that and find out what's going to be in that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. So definitely do that after you finish watching this, or you can pause this, go walk that, and then come back, whichever one you choose. But yeah,
a lot of killer stuff in that.
I'm technically I'm still eligible to be in the giveaway too, so I'm gonna be there.
It was like, especially I'm just gonna drop this real quick for everybody. From Tuesday, so basically you have until next Tuesday. If we can get me up to 1,000 subs, which I think at this point, last time I checked, I need 119 subs.
Okay.
We get 119 subs by next Tuesday. When we do the wheel spin, or we'll do another short live video telling you how to, like, basically what video you have to comment on to be into the giveaway itself. And then I'll do that random YouTube comment picker thing that you showed me, Gershon. That thing's really handy. But if we can hit it by next Tuesday, someone will get 7 male breeder snakes that are ready to go.
Oh, wow.
7.
Wow. That is a definite upgrade to a collection.
Yeah.
If you're just starting out and you got all females. Ooh.
And one of those is, you're going to be shocked that I just didn't like try to sneak this one in my pocket. But one of them is a hypo spider that's het TSK Xanthic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, Nathan there from Nathan Impossible Pythons really, like, I didn't even know he was doing that much. I thought it was going to be like one snake. And he's like, boom, this is what we're going to do. He's like, I don't got time to fool around. We're going to get this done, or we're not going to do it.
Hey, that's a good friend to have. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
7. So definitely make sure you guys go hit that subscribe button as soon as possible to try to get those 7 breeder males on top of the other stuff that's already going in the giveaway. So definitely go hit that subscribe button and send it to your friends and make sure they hit subscribe. They don't even have to watch the channel as of right now. Just go hit the subscribe button. We'll get them on the channel a little later, but we'll get the subscribes right now. Yep. Definitely. So let's get into the interview. So, was this the first one I wanted? Yes, this is the first question I wanted. What tool did you add? Well, it was supposed to say add to help you on your YouTube channel.
The most recent tool I added 2 technically.
Okay.
I got myself an iPhone 13 Pro. So the picture quality is a lot better on my actual videos. Now, I'm still doing, for live streams, I use my laptop still. So the picture quality is so-so with this, but it's good enough from what everybody says. So I added an iPhone 13 Pro to do all the videos and picture taking for social media and all that stuff. And then my wife got me a ring light for Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
That has been big time handy. That's what, if anybody's noticed, I was like adjusting something because I saw like I have a massive shadow on this eye. It looked like someone cold cocked me. I was trying to fix this that way people aren't like, what the heck's going on over there?
Who's beating Jeremy?
Yeah, actually, here, it still looks like I got a slight black eye. There we go. That might be better.
Oh, and it has different brightnesses, right?
Yeah, it has different brightnesses, and then it's got like 3 different light colors too. It's got like your natural yellow, it's got like bright white LED, and then like a soft.
Oh, cool.
So,
cool. Nice.
It comes in handy a lot when you're working with the snakes too, because certain lights make the snakes brown out more or look.
Yeah.
It alters the color a lot more, especially when you're trying to photograph or video an exantic. Yellow light is not your friend. It brings out all the worst colors in an exantic animal. So you got to go for like bright white to try to actually get the correct tones out in them.
Okay. Oh, so those are pretty good tools to add on to help. Yes. What do you think will be your next thing that you're looking at to add on that you've been thinking about? Like, yeah, I might need to add that to help this part of my videos or to help this in the production of my videos.
Next big thing is a camera.
Okay.
Yeah, my buddy too from No Media. He was the very first guest on my live stream when I started. So I don't know if you ever watched the very first episode, but I
ended up seeing that. Yeah.
Okay. That was a really funny live. There was tons of issues going on with it, but to help me get through it all.
Okay.
But yeah, he brought over, I don't even remember what camera it was. Thing looked fantastic though. And we did the egg cutting with it. And we were watching on my laptop afterwards, and I was just like, oh my God, the picture quality is just out of this world. So needless to say, and then he goes, I was like, how much was that? He goes, it's like $3,000. I'm like,
oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for $3,000, that better be a very good picture. 3,000. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, it was, but I mean, during the egg cutting, which the egg cutting should be coming out in like 2 weeks. So for anybody that anxious to see the first egg cutting of the season, my wife and my daughter Hadley were down here. His wife and their little boy were down all in the snake room, and it was just noisy, chaotic. But it wasn't overpowering with when I would be talking. So which really surprised me. So the camera picked up more on me than it did the background noise.
Oh, that's good. So it's got a good mic setup too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it really impressed me. So it's like, okay, next upgrade when I have $3,000 just laying around doing nothing.
Yeah. Because we all have $3,000 just laying around doing nothing. Just sitting there. I mean, if my season goes as hopefully I have 2 clutches where I can make $3,000 to $4,000 animals. And if the season goes well where both those clutches, I get a couple of them in those clutches, then yeah, maybe I might have that kind of money laying around a little bit to upgrade some stuff. But yeah, that is definitely interesting because I know you were talking with Cusco about cameras and what you use, and he was like, he talk about he was moving away from having so many cameras per se and just kind of more focus on the story he's wanting to tell.
Yeah,
you mentioned something about that. Okay,
yeah, I forget how he exactly worded it, but then he was also saying, that like the iPhone, like basically the newer cameras in these phones, he's like they're basically movie quality anyway to begin with. Like, and he's basically, I mean, he is right. I mean, they're good quality cameras.
Yeah. Like you don't necessarily have to break the bank to make a good quality video. It's just what you prefer at this point. Because you're not getting too many people saying like, "Oh, I can't keep watching your videos in this 1080 resolution. I need 1442 resolution." So that's not happening per se. So you're okay there.
No, not yet anyway.
So yeah, nobody's yelling at you. Oh, is this only 4K? I need 8K now. I'm too good for this. Like that's not happening so far. I mean, it does make the animals pop more, which is good, but I'm pretty sure those file sizes are just humongous and hard to edit. Just kills memory right there.
I bet. I'd have to upgrade my computer in order to do that, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. And you do you edit on your phone or your computer?
I use my laptop to edit. Yeah, I use what is it? It's Adobe.
I know we've talked about this.
Adobe and Elements.
Probably should remember, but I've asked multiple, like at least 60 people now that same question.
It's Adobe Premiere Elements. I just minimize there. Yeah, Adobe Premiere Elements is what I use for the movies, and then I use Photoshop Elements for thumbnails.
Oh, nice.
Which I'm actually I started toying around with the thumbnail for the 1K giveaway live. And I really liked how I did that. Like, I'm starting to get a little bit more brazen with screwing around with stuff as far as thumbnails and stuff like that. And I really liked how I got the fading to go. I didn't even know I could do that until that thumbnail. Because I wonder what this button does. And it's like, oh, that's what this does. Okay.
Oh. So
I'm going to start changing up my thumbnails a little bit to have this more of a fading. I think gave it a little bit more of a professional look. So we're going to see how that goes once and start altering things.
Yeah, I've actually talked to a friend that does photography, and I had him look at some of my thumbnails, and he's learned how people perceive pictures and where their eye goes and all that good stuff because he kind of studied it a little bit. And he's giving me tips on stuff like, hey, you got this negative space here. Try to fill that in. Like, don't make it too busy, but people read from left to right. Or is it right to left or left to right? So
left
to
right.
Yeah, left to right. So you got to kind of tell a story moving from left to right so people kind of scan it that way. And then he told me to get like Google Color Wheel and use the colors that are opposite of each other because those go really well together. When you your title is one color and the background is another or something like that, it makes it pop more and it works really well together and stuff. And of course, there's all that science behind certain colors make people feel certain ways and stuff like that. So it's honestly a art to doing thumbnails to an extent. Like I've been changing my thumbnails lately, and I've actually been in the thumbnail because apparently people click on faces more when they looking through stuff. So I've been trying to be in the thumbnail, which is very weird for me. It just feels weird, but if it helps the channel, helps it grow, I'm gonna try to do it. And it's not necessarily clickbait because it's just me. So hopefully that works. But yeah, I've been trying different things. You keep having to evolve your channel. You keep having to grow it, change stuff about it, adjust stuff about it. add new stuff, pull away stuff that's not working. You have to workshop your channel sometimes and look and see what's working and what people are interested in and what's bringing people into your channel. That's how you keep a successful channel, I believe. I mean, I'm not saying I'm successful. I'm working to that level, but that's what I'm assuming.
Well, I noticed, like, I had a DIY incubator build video, and I thought it was pretty decent. I mean, it wasn't the greatest because the incubator had been built already for a full season.
Mm-hmm.
But I went back and kind of walked everybody through what I did and what it looks like now, and what steps I went to get it to where it's at. And the video didn't really take off as well as I thought it should, and I kind of got to thinking, well, maybe it was the thumbnail. So I went and changed the thumbnail, and I lit the incubator up like it would be at nighttime with all the LEDs on it, fully lit up, and it looked really awesome. And I put it on my normal background for my live thumbnail. I was like, nah, that doesn't look right. I got to thinking, what could I do to make this thing stand out? And it dawned on me, it's like, take a picture of a snake, of whatever snake I was fancying that day. Take a picture of it and really zoom in on the scales and have this beautiful snake pattern as the background of the thumbnail.
Oh.
And it actually started getting more views than it had ever gotten before.
Oh.
And now it's normally in my list of most viewed within the last last 48 hours. It's normally at least in that list. It may be towards the bottom, but it's still in that list, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is another thing you do. You go back on videos you think should be getting more traction, are entertaining, and people just missed out on because of the thumbnail, and give it a new thumbnail and see if that doesn't pop it up a little bit and get it to be jump back into the algorithm and move around a little more. Definitely can do that too. Yeah. Especially as you get better at doing thumbnails, you see okay, this is what I need to do. This what I was doing over here. That was amateur. I done got better. I need to spruce these up. Yeah. I've thought about doing that a couple times. I know I did 2 thumbnails for a video, and I put one on it for a week, and then I changed it for the other one for the next week, and just kind of compared it and kind of try to see if one way went better than the other, and I got no information from that. It didn't help out because it still got the same amount of views it normally would more other videos was getting. So I was like, I got nothing on this one, so I got to do it again.
Sometimes I also think your title has a lot to do with it too.
That is true. Your title, where you put the title at, how big your title is, if it's a long title, if it's a short title, it's snappy words. There's so many factors. So many.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. I try to keep track of what videos are in the top for that 48-hour span. And I'm noticing that there must not be a lot of carpet python content because the carpet videos are normally outright. There's only one ball python video that is normally above the carpet videos. And that's just how big ball pythons get. That seems to be my number one ball python video. But then the carpets are right there, right underneath it. It's just, I don't think there's a lot of videos on the carpets. Plus, I have really close-up pictures of the carpets on them. So they really stand out, too.
There might not be a lot of people doing carpet python videos out there. I know there's a lot of carpet python breeders, but they might not be on YouTube.
Yeah.
So you can corner the market there. That could be a niche in itself for you. You might need to start. So how do you do your carpet python? Speaking of carpet python, we were supposed to ask a question. I'm gonna get back to the second question I want to ask you, but we're gonna ask this first one since we're talking about carpet pythons. Look at that, just great hosting right there. When did you get your first carpet python?
Oh man, I got Xena 3 years ago.
Okay.
So it would have been 2019, and she's a 2018 baby. So she was a year old when I got her. Because normally a lot of people when they're breeding carpets, since carpets go through what they call I'm going to really butcher this. Watch this. An ontogenetic color change. I think I nailed it. I think I got it. If not, I did screw it up by much. But anyway, they go when their babies, they're a completely different color.
Okay.
They're more.
So is it like green tree pythons and emerald tree boas? Okay.
Yeah, they're just they don't have like the brilliant red and yellows as babies. Like
gotcha.
They're more like browns and blacks, kind of just really drab colors.
Okay.
But as they get older, that's when they start. The browns become yellow. As you can see, I mean, Xena. I'll even get you guys a close up there.
Yeah, she's just hanging out. Through. Oh yeah.
But yeah, as they get older, those colors start to come in, and normally they get really bright, and then some start to kind of do what they call mudding out, where like there's a little bit of black or brown that starts creeping into the yellow. But Xena's got hers is very minimal. She's very, very just black and yellow.
Okay.
My other female, which is she's 3 years old. Yeah, she would be a 2019 baby. She was really brilliant looking, but now as she gets older, she's getting a little bit more of that muddiness on the top of her.
Okay.
Yellows. But she's the one that I have no fear of reaching in and pulling out, except for at night. We don't do that at night. And
yeah.
As you can see.
Yeah. Because I was surprised when we were on your live Sunday, Tim took out that green tree python. I was like, Tim, don't do it. Don't do it. But he was super cool and relaxed. Like I was like, this is his hunting time. But he was super cool and relaxed. So maybe Tim just fed him a day or two ago. So he was full. He's like, I can just chill right now. I don't need to eat.
That whole thought process does not exist with these guys. Dude, all right. She was only eating extra large mice for me. We finally got her to start taking small rats. Finally, after so long, when Chris from BNS Reptilia was up, he helped me get her started and taught me how to properly scent the rats to try to trick her. We fed her 2 small rats that day.
Side note, mark that down as a video idea that you should do. Because there's many different ways. Yeah, there's many different ways to do scented rats, and I don't recall seeing anybody do a video on that. So we're just gonna mark that away in the brain. Video upcoming.
That's right there. That's actually a good idea. I should do that before she just starts taking on plane without having to send. But no. Anyway, we got it. She took 2 rats. Okay, that night.
Okay.
You could tell she was full. She had a nice little bulge in her. Next day, because that was Saturday, so Sunday night I was down here after my live stream was over. I looked over and she was exactly like that, ready and waiting to eat again.
Wow!
You gotta be kidding me! They're always hungry, dude. Like if you would feed them as much as they want fed, they'd probably look like they'd just be morbidly obese, basically.
Yeah. They're like red-tailed boas. Red-tailed boas just eat. If you throw food in there, they'll just eat.
Yep, yeah, that's basically how these guys are.
Okay. So what got you into carpet pythons?
Oh, dude, carpets were one of those dream species I wanted ever since I was little. Seeing pictures of them in like Reptiles magazine and books. I mean, just the color of them and like the pattern. Like as you can see, like Xena. I mean, anybody, if you guys want to see really good pictures of Xena, check out the YouTube channel or check out my Instagram. I have some really awesome pictures of her, and that will instantly hook you on carpets. Just the patterns. It looks like a very intricate, just like a carpet, I guess, like a very intricate patterned carpet is basically, I mean, that's how they got their name essentially. But just like all the spotting, the randomness to it, the vibrancy of the colors. I mean, like jungles are primarily, the captive bred ones are primarily black and yellow. That's what everybody goes for in the industry, is the pure blacks and yellows. You have other types of carpets that are like they have more reds in them. So it just kind of there's so many different colors to go with.
Yeah, that's because I know I've seen a couple albino carpets.
Oh,
I mean, you don't see them as much as you see ball python albinos, but they're out there. And are they really sought after and hard to make? Or are they just you just haven't had enough people being able to produce them yet? Do you know?
I think it's just a lot of people aren't working with them. In all honesty,
okay.
Everybody. I mean, if you ask almost anybody about carpets, ask Nicole what she thinks about carpets from Lady Tiz Exotics. Ask Nicole what her take on carpets is. She thinks that they're nippy little things. Which, hey, when they're babies, they are. I mean, they are intimidating. I mean, it took me a while to be comfortable with holding her. Up until this year, I wore gloves when I would handle her because she would bite me nonstop. I mean, nippy babies. That's all it boils down to. But they hit a stage in their life where a switch gets flipped and they're fine. But I think the big thing is that they just have a bad rap that they don't really deserve, and that keeps a lot of people back from breeding them and from just having them as a pet. Because everybody's always afraid, oh, I'm going to get bit and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that our mental process that getting bit by anything hurts.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it really doesn't hurt. I mean, heck, I just got bit at the Gettysburg Reptile Show by one of Chris's little boas, and it latched on my thumb, and that hurt more than taking a bite from that carpet. It's just like, it kind of surprised me, honestly.
Yeah. It's usually more of the surprise that really gets you than the actual pain from the bite.
Yeah.
It's the shock your body goes into for that 2-3 seconds until you realize what's going on. You're like, oh, that didn't really hurt. It was just the moment, not me paying attention, not ready for it.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah, I think it just boils down to people aren't, I don't want to say they're not educated enough on them, but I guess that's kind of what it boils down to, is that they go with the old wise tale that, carpets are mean, bitey animals and that no one should keep them.
Yeah. Might be not enough information out there for people to see. So they just go on with what's been kind of rumored out there and kind of told that for people that's not been working with that animal for a longer period of time and got used to that animal, got that animal used to them, because it is a process of getting the animal used to you, to be comfortable not doing what it's naturally supposed to do. It takes time. It takes time working with that animal. Okay.
And each one's different too. I mean, like Lagatha, my girl that's down below, which is doing the same thing that Xena was doing. I can reach in there and pull her out, no problem. Now, like I said, at nighttime, we don't do that. Nighttime, I tried to get her out one time at night, and she was biting at the snake hook. It's like, okay, we're not even going to do this anymore. I can reach in during the daytime and pull her out just like a ball python, no problem. With Xena, you have to use the snake hook, kind of let her know, hey, the top's off, you can come out. And once she kind of gets the idea that, okay, I can come out, she comes out a lot more willingly and in a lot better mood than me trying to force her out. And then, if she comes out on her own free will, essentially, she's a pleasure to handle. Like, she doesn't seem like she's very flighty or anything like that. It's a very pleasurable experience to hold her anymore.
Okay. Well, that's good to see. Yeah, because you took that time to work with her and get to know her habits, get to know her personality, get to know what makes her comfortable. That way you can get her into that comfortable state to be able to handle her and make that a positive experience instead of a negative experience that she holds on to. And now that's the thing she thinks about every time she sees you come in. That's, people don't realize, we imprint moments on these animals as well. Whether it's a positive moment or a negative moment, that's imprinted on them, and that's what they think about in those said moments. So you have to realize that as well. You want to have positive interactions with your animals so they hold on to that positive interaction when that happens to them again. It's just like humans. Just like humans.
The big thing is too is like before like because there's some snakes where you can tell they're constantly thinking, like they're working things out in their head. Carpets are one of them. Everybody says retics do the same thing. When I don't think ball pythons really think too much about stuff like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they do. Maybe they do. I don't know. But it seems like carpets definitely think a little bit more. But like for anybody that's working with a nippy snake and that you're trying to tame down, for that positive interaction, I always think ending with a positive interaction is better than putting them back because they got too nippy or something. You know, try to get them to calm down to where they're going back in in a calm state. If you're putting them back in there and they're spazzy and snapping at you and everything, you're leaving that interaction as in a bad way.
Yeah,
and that's going to kind of stick with them. If you can wait out their little fit, they'll eventually calm down, and you can put them back in, and it'll be ending on a good note, essentially. Because that's what I did with her. And the big trick was, she would always bite my hands all the time. Like, she bit me 10 times in one handling. That's her record.
Wow.
So I started wearing gloves, which, if anybody wants to make fun of somebody for wearing gloves, have at it. But it worked. It stopped the nipping. It calmed her down. I don't know why, how, but it worked. And it left me have more of those positive interactions. And now I can reach in there, get her, and not wear gloves.
Yeah. Hey, that's the thing. Whatever you do that works and make it less stressful for your animal, make them happier, make you able to handle them and take care of them better, forget what everybody else thinks about what you're doing if it's working. That's the key thing. You got to do what works for your animal and for you, 100%. As long as the animal's healthy, eating, and doing all the things it's supposed to do, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Forget what the world says. 100%. So let's hit another question. What have you learned from your YouTube channel?
That the YouTube algorithm makes absolutely no sense.
It's continuously changing.
It does. Oh man, what have I learned from my channel? I don't even know how to answer that one, Gershon. I'm not gonna lie.
Understandable.
I think the biggest, I think I learn more from the people that I interact on my channel than I do from anything else, in all honesty. Just between like Adam, I've learned a lot from Adam. I've learned a lot from you. I've learned, there's just so many people I've had on like that have a better idea on the technological side with the YouTube channel itself. And I've learned so much from other people on the snake aspects too. It's like I really don't know how to answer that one, brother.
I mean, you just did right there. That alone, just learning from other people, like that happened because of YouTube. Like that wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have learned more snake stuff, more stuff about YouTube itself if you didn't start a YouTube. Like, yes, you learn most of your stuff about YouTube from other people, but that also made friends from you because you got to know them because of YouTube itself. So you've gained a whole new set of friends because of YouTube, on top of being a snake breeder, because you're going to make those friends as well as a snake breeder. But now you connected on a different level because of YouTube, which that is an answer right there. But you learn more and gain more friends.
Actually, there is one thing I did learn, that even though when you start out, because if anybody goes, please, and you can go back, I don't recommend to go back because you probably think, what was I doing, and unsubscribe right away. but if you would go back to my beginning videos, they were absolutely horrendous.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
The big thing I think that taught me was if you just keep at it, and as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, you're going to improve over time.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, am I the greatest at it? No, I'm not the greatest, but I'm a lot better than what I was a year ago from today.
Yep. You can always improve.
Yep.
You can always improve. You always can grow. No matter how much you think the minuscule you are growing, it is adding up over time. That is a big thing. A lot of people worry about that. Like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. It's gonna be terrible. Yeah, it's gonna be bad first, and then you get better. Yep. You learn from mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, how do you expect to learn? That's how that works. 100%. We fall 100 times before we learn how to walk. That's just the way it works. Definitely great. So before we hit the next question, it is the segment of Tip of the Week time. If you didn't know, you can actually sponsor Tip of the Week. If you are inclined to do so, let me know. I will let you know how it works out, and we will get you on the next episode to sponsor. But actually, the next month's already been sponsored by someone. So you would be, it was July, August. So September is open for being able to be sponsored segment. If you're interested in sponsoring Tip of the Week, let me know. But without further ado, let's check out this Tip of the Week.
This week's tip comes from Craft Brew Morphology. When popping snakes, point away from face. Great tip. You don't want to get pee in your eye. That is the tip for Tip of the Week this week. Thanks again, Craft Brew Morphology. Check out Kent's channel.
All right, there is a Tip of the Week. Thanks, Kent from Craft Brew Morphology. Thanks for giving that tip. Great tip. Don't get pee in your eye. Definitely point it away. But that is a great tip. I know 2 people have learned to pop as of lately. Nicole from Lady DWXOTICZ, who we talked about a little while ago, and T from Keys Constrictors have learned to pop their ball python. So congrats, guys. It is a skill you got to develop. Remember, point it away from your face. You don't want to get it in your eye. 100%. Thanks for that tip. Go check out Craft. He actually had his first clutch of ball python eggs, so go check out that video and tell him I sent you. But thanks again, Kent, for giving that tip. So let's get back to the questions, which I do know this, but I think I'm thinking that they're not the same as ball pythons. So what is your favorite morph in carpet pythons? And does it work like ball pythons?
Carpets are kind of like, they work like ball pythons, but they don't.
Are they more like green trees with localities?
Yeah, they're more locality based, but some localities have morphs.
Okay.
So like your exantics come from more like of the coastal carpets. Your albinos, I think your albinos originated with the Bradley. I think I could be wrong on that one. But a lot of the morphs kind of originated at different localities.
Gotcha.
So essentially, it's more of a what's your favorite locality type of question.
Okay.
So, but my favorite locality would be the jungles.
Okay.
They're just there's brilliant blacks and yellows, and they're probably, to me, they're the most stunning. Yeah, I have to go with the jungles. And now, here's the cool part, because there's another locality within the jungles. It's called gelatins, and essentially, it's like an exantic. It's not full exantic to where it deserves its own exantic name gene.
Okay.
It's more of a black and gray type of snake, but it's still a jungle carpet. So eventually, that's going to be what I'm going to get a pair of those at some point, because exantic everything, everybody. You got to exantic everything.
I totally understand. So what sets the jungle locality apart from the other ones?
Now, see, now you're really picking my brain here on this one because I'm still learning.
Okay. So from what you know so far, and if we have any other carpet python breeders in the chat, because if you have carpet pythons, technically we can't see it. So put it in the chat. Hopefully we're in the chat reading as well. But put it down there, you guys, or put it in the comment of these videos, whichever one you want to do. But let us know what you think. Or link us to a video that might do, because I might be doing some research on carpet pythons. You never know, I might expand. But Jeremy, from what you know, what is the difference?
The different localities are basically like where they're located in Australia. Obviously, like the coastals are more on the coast of Australia, but I forget which side of it. The Bredleys, I believe, come from more of like the desert environment in Australia. That's why I think that they're the ones that are more like they get like a red color to them.
Gotcha.
Blend a little bit more in with like the deserty atmosphere that they live in. The jungles are, of course, more in like the more jungle area, I guess you could say, of Australia, which I'm not exactly sure as to where that's at in Australia, but it's somewhere there. And then the diamonds are more, I believe, because the diamond pythons are a thing all in themselves. They actually like a little bit cooler, but I think that they're more towards the southern end of Australia. Because I think the southern end of it gets cooler. I could be wrong.
Oh.
I'm not entirely sure. I know that they like cooler temperatures though. So, yeah. That's something I still need to do my research and all that stuff. Like, there's so much to learn with carpets, dude. It's
it sounds like it.
The way the market is with the carpet pythons is totally different than ball pythons too.
Oh,
like we're breeding, anything to everything basically, and it's okay. With carpets, you have your people that are what they call the purists, where they only want to breed jungle to jungle. They don't want any coastal blood in it.
Yeah,
any blood from any of the other localities mixed in. You start playing a big game there as to what market are you going to go with. Are you going to go with something that's okay with mixing the localities, or are you going to stick with the pure side of it?
So does that affect the prices of the carpets?
It does. Now, about the only mix that I know of that has been basically accepted and is okay for the most part is like your jungle jags and your diamond jungle jags, just because it creates this outrageously brilliant yellow with very little black. There's still black pattern to it, but it is more yellow than black, and they're absolutely gorgeous. If anybody has not seen one, definitely go and check one out. Just Google it, diamond jungle jag carpet python, and be prepared to be wild.
Oh, so basically they're like pit bulls and breeding dogs. People like them to be pure blooded. Yep. Same localities, not mixed in there. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
It's kind of like the green tree market too. I think the green tree markets, that's the same type of deal. They try to keep everything in lines.
Yeah, well, when I was kind of going the way of probably breeding green trees, I did notice a lot of people it was slowly starting to get okay with breeding the different localities together, because they were starting to get a lot more blue stuff and weird arbor colored babies in the beginning that just had this weird yellow figuration of them. So I don't know if they still were going deep into that and seeing the different looks they could get, and if people still were like, nah, I want to keep it Aru. I want to strictly Aru. But you did have the different crossing of the little cows, and it didn't seem like it made those animals less expensive, let's say. Kind of seemed like it made them a little more of a premium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had your designer lines and then you had your locality lines, basically.
Yeah.
And the designer stuff, I mean, good grief, some of this stuff.
Yeah.
I saw one, I think it made my pick of the week several lives ago, but the thing was like sky blue. I couldn't believe it. It's a good grief.
It got really crazy. I still, part of me still wants to do green trees, but I just want to get really good with the ball pythons first, and then be able to have a whole nother facility for green trees. Yeah. That takes money. Let's be honest. It takes money to do that. So,
plus they're not cheap snakes either.
No, they're not. They are not. They're not cheap, and their equipment is not cheap to have them properly set up to be able to breed too. They're not as easy as ball pythons to breed on a whim. You could accidentally breed ball pythons and get a valuable clutch. You can't do that with green tree pythons. You can't accidentally do that with them. So you definitely got to be on top of your game with them. And it's a lot more heartbreak breeding them than it is ball pythons. Don't get me wrong, ball pythons give you heartbreak a little bit too. I've had a couple already this season, but green trees, it just rips your heart out sometimes from what I've been hearing. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm emotionally ready for that, to be honest with you guys. But let's hit our second to last question for Jeremy for tonight. I can't ask you guys to ask questions because this is not live, but I know you're asking questions in the chat now, so go ahead and do it, because if we're in the chat as well, we'll try to answer those questions while in the chat. But Jeremy, what would you tell someone about to start their YouTube channel?
Just do it. Quit worrying about having enough snakes. Quit worrying about it's too early. Those are all the excuses that I use.
Yep.
I don't have enough snakes. No one's going to want to see somebody that's got what I have, 12 snakes at the time. That's not enough to start it. Just start it. People, I think, like to see that growth. They like to see how everything builds up. I mean, you figure last season I started off with 12 ball pythons. I am now at 30. I'd have to do a recount, especially now that I have that clutch that just hatched. Yeah, I'm basically sitting at probably close to 40 snakes now.
Okay.
So went from 12, and a whole year later, I'm at 40. Roughly. That's a big jump.
That is.
So your audience is going to get to see that growth. They're going to love it. Just go ahead and start it. Your first videos are going to suck. Go back and watch my first videos. I always look like Michael Myers probably standing in the corner because all you see is this dark, shadowy figure. And I didn't realize it looked that bad until afterwards.
Yeah.
But your first videos are going to stink unless by some chance you have a videographer background. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Unless you know what you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah. Even then, those guys know what they're doing for a different video facet instead of YouTube. YouTube is a different monster in its own than TV or film per se.
And I think that you have the best idea of the first, I think it's first 5 videos. And I highly recommend you use Gershon's ideas for your first 5 videos if you're having a hard time coming up with those ideas as to what to film.
Yep.
They are Gershon. Wait.
I remember the first 3 videos I would tell people what was it? Introduce your males, introduce your females, then introduce the pairings you plan to do, the breeding season coming up or the breeding season that's happening. Somewhere in there, introduce yourself, let people know about yourself, and maybe tell people what you would like your channel to be about. If it's just documenting you going through the breeding process, or if it's you showing people how you choose the breed, or making DIYs, or the way you're learning stuff, or if it's just a channel for you to meet new people and hang out with people and get to know people in the community. So that's 5 videos there you can do in the process of you trying to figure out what your channel is going to be. Because honestly, when people start out, they don't know what their channel is going to be. It evolves. And what they wanted it to be, it starts to become something different as they get better at making it, and get more friends and get more involved in the community and get deeper into the ball python or whatever reptile community you're in. As you get deeper into it, your channel changes and adjusts and evolves. So you have to be able to adjust with it. So don't get stuck on what you believe your channel is now. Be able to evolve what your channel will become later, if that makes sense.
I think it makes sense.
I mean, it seemed like I was very deep there. I hope it seems like
it sounds like you know what you're talking about, at least.
Sometimes I say smart stuff here and there.
Nah, like just started. I mean,
Yep.
Like a year ago, I never thought I'd be remotely close to 1,000 subs. I never thought in any right world would I remotely have that many subscribers.
Yeah.
I also never thought I'd be doing live streams.
Yeah.
And I do a live stream every Sunday now. The big thing is, I never thought I'd get some of the breeders I had come on the show.
Yeah, you've had some big names.
I mean,
you had some big names.
It blows my mind. Like, so like what? I've had Billy so far from Mutation Creation. I've had Brian Cusco was just last week's live.
Mm-hmm.
I had King Austin on a couple weeks before that. I mean, I've had a lot of people in the industry that everybody's heard of. I have Brian Gundy coming on here, and not this weekend, but next weekend.
Okay.
So
nice.
So on that note too, just because you're starting out your channel, and if you want to start a live stream, that's great. Don't be afraid to ask these people to come on. I think that's one thing a lot of people, like, they're intimidated, maybe is the way to put it. I don't know. They think that just because that those people have been in the industry and that they're just like an idol to you, that they won't give you any of their, the time of day to come on or talk to you or anything like that. And I've had a couple of people ask me, how'd you get so-and-so to come on? How'd you get that person to come on? And I think I shock everybody when I just be like, just send them a message on Instagram and said, hey, I do a live stream. Here's the times that I do it. Would you be interested in coming on the channel? I'd love to talk to you. And so far, only one person has said, well, one person never responded to me. Everybody else has responded. So,
yep. Closed mouth don't get fed. So you don't know anything unless you ask.
Yeah.
Honestly. I've had one person tell me, like, I was like, hey, when are you going to ask me to be on your live stream? I see you've been doing a couple. And they were like, oh, I thought you were just busy. I thought you'd be too busy to come on. I was like, no, just ask me, give me some dates, and I can work some stuff around. So, like, if you're interested in me being on your live stream, let me know. I'm more than glad to come on someone's live stream. For one, you get to talk to somebody else, and you don't be the host. I would love not to be the host. That is so much pressure. I would love that.
Relax. Exactly. You're not the one that has to come up with the questions or run the agenda. You just answer the questions and have a good time.
I would love that. 100%. Let me know. Give me dates.
Speaking of which, too, Gershon, I have a roundtable thing coming up with like Adam and a couple of guys. I want to do another roundtable thing, and I want you to be on it then too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who else I want to throw in with it? But I want you to be on like the second roundtable thing that I do. Definitely,
just give me dates. I'll block that day out. Make sure I'm free. Definitely. Look, see, that's how you do it, guys. You ask. Ask. 100%. I mean, just get started. Honestly, stop talking about, well, I'm gonna wait till I get this. I'm gonna wait till I get that. just start the channel.
Yep.
Put that first video out. And if you need any more encouragement, hit me up. I do a series called Next Up. I didn't plan this, but then I realized I do a series that trying to help people to do it. So I do a series called Next Up where I bring on people that are about to start their channel or did start their channel recently. And I do a little quick interview and hopefully get some people from my subscribers to come over to become your subscribers and check out your channel just to kind of help you out and get you into the YouTube community per se. So if you are thinking about starting your reptile channel, hit me up, let me know. I have a long list of people that are going to be on the Next Up series. I'm booked up until almost March of 2023.
Oh,
but we got, yeah, because I changed it to where I'm only doing one a month, which I might have to change and do two a month because I'm starting to have people call me and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing it. You got any dates? Are you free? I would like to be on the show. But as of right now, I'm doing only one a month. So all my months are booked up for people, set up for people to come on and do the show. But we have a whole new year coming in. So if you start your channel, I made a change where I said if you start your channel in 2022, you can be on Next Up. So whenever you start your channel in 2022 until the future dates, you can be on Next Up. So hit me up if you're interested. My links or stuff are in the description down below. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, email. You can find me. Just no way you can't find me. Leave a comment in this thing and I'll get back to you. That's a great way too. But yeah,
I love that series too.
Thank you.
I really do love that series. I think that's a great thing to do.
It was birthed out of, I'm gonna forget his name. Oh, he's not on YouTube anymore. Yogurt. What is his name? Dang it. I'm gonna try to remember his name, but he helped me when I was trying to get to 300 subscribers.
Oh, okay.
And that always set in the back of my mind because he helped me, and we've never talked before. And he put my name on his video and was like, hey, go check out this guy, go subscribe to his channel. He's close to 300, go help him out. And I was just blown away by his generosity of helping me without even knowing me. So I wanted to do something like that on my platform to help somebody else get involved in the YouTube or grow on YouTube. So it made me have to, one, reach out to people that not on YouTube and talk to them. Sometimes convince them to start a YouTube because they had it. I was thinking about it, but I don't know if it's me. I was like, hey, it's for everybody. It's YouTube. It's for you. So do it. But that setback, and I love that I've brought people to YouTube and brought new voices and people showing themselves on YouTube and growing the community too. That's the warm feeling I get from it, is seeing the community grow because of that. And that's amazing. 100%.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to keep doing it because, for one, I love doing it. I love finding new people. And now people are starting to just find me. Like, they've watched the videos. I had one person contact me, was like, hey, you still letting people do this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm booked up a couple ways down, but I'll get you in if you're still interested. They're like, yeah. So they're booked for, I think, February. So I'm super excited. They put out their first video. I'm blanking on their name right now. I'm sorry. I think it's 2 Viking Reptiles. So go check them out. They're going to be on Next Up eventually. But yeah, I love doing it. It's fun. It's fun. It is another way for me to give back to the community that I've been falling in love with. So that's 2 pluses in 1. But enough of me. We're here to talk about Jeremy, and let's talk about our last question tonight, the one I'm very interested to see where he goes with it, especially now that we know a little bit about the localities and a few morphs in there. What is your dream carpet to make?
Diamond Jungle Jag.
He said it so fast.
Well, see, all right, only because I have to get a mail this season, so I keep bumping my computer. I should have gotten a higher table.
Yeah, I started putting my mouse on my other chair, so I didn't hit the table that is on, so it wouldn't shake so much. Yeah.
I got this card table, and I thought, oh, it's perfect. I didn't think about it's not going to be sturdy at all. I hate it. But anyway, the only reason I can spit that out so quick is because her first pairing is going to produce the Diamond Jungle Jag for me.
Oh, nice.
Or at least a Jungle Jag.
Okay.
Diamond, and it adds a little bit more pizzazz. It'll add make it a little bit more vibrant, add a little bit more yellow to it. But Jungle Jags are still just as beautiful, very high yellow. So one way or the other, her first pairing is going to produce my dream carpet python.
Nice.
Now, like I said earlier, I want to get a pair of gelatins, which makes those exantic looking carpets.
Honestly, I thought that's where you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna go with that first, but you were like Diamond Jungle Jag so fast. I was like, oh, okay, he's already thought about this.
Oh, dude! Ever since I've seen those, that's been my goal snake to hit with these. And,
okay.
I'm hoping I can hit a couple of them because Angie and Jeff there from Celtic Balls. Angie wants one in the worst way.
Okay.
So we have a little deal set up that I want to get acid in my collection for the ball pythons. She wants a carpet. So I don't know if we're gonna do a straight up trade. Or if I'm gonna trade the snake and some money for an acid because the acid's slightly on the pricey end. So
yeah.
I don't know what the logistics of the whole deal are yet. But Angie's
there's a deal in place for this, and you guys are working that out.
Yeah. So I'd love to see Angie get a Jungle Jag or a Diamond Jungle Jag, something that's going to be just wow her every time she looks at it.
Nice. Speaking of Angie, she has started doing lives as well.
Yes.
She started doing lives. She's doing ladies' night, so she's talking to the ladies in the reptile community. Fascinating idea. I love it. She talked to me about doing it, and I was like, you should 100% do it.
Yep.
100% do it. So she had her first episode with Keisha from Keys Constrictor. I think her next episode is with Nicole from DWXOTICZ.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's Saturday nights, right? I think it's Saturday nights. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I think it's Saturday nights. Go check out Celtic Balls. YouTube, Instagram. Just put Celtic Balls. You'll find them.
It's after somebody.
Because I know Nicole does hers Saturday at 12 Central Standard Time. It might be 11 Eastern Standard Time, her time. But my time is 12 or 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So Nicole does her shows on Saturday. So I think Angie's show is
I think it's
Saturday
7
nights.
o'clock on Saturday or something like that.
Yeah.
7 o'clock sticking in my head.
Yeah. So Angie's doing the interviewing, talking. Jeff's there. He's in the background working the computer, doing the tech stuff. We didn't forget about you, Jeff. We know you're there. So Jeff's there too. But I am super, for one, proud of Angie. I know she does not like to be in front of the camera per se. And for her to do this, amazing. She did an amazing job on the first one. So cool, calm, collected. Being the host, loved every minute of it. So definitely go check them out. They're good friends of ours, and they're putting out good content. They also have this breeder spotlight. That's so cool. That is really cool. And they're starting to get real creative with it too, and I love it. I
laughed because they had me on. They did me the one for the breeder spotlight, and I laughed hysterically at the beginning of it. And then I
watched the last one I watched was when they did the news kind of one.
Yeah, it was Todd from TNT. And
yeah.
That was hilarious. I was cracking up at that one.
Just hilarious. Hilarious. Love what they're doing. They're doing some amazing stuff. Go check them out. Go hit their subscribe button on their YouTube channel, their Instagram. Definitely check it out. And they're breeding some amazing balls this season too. They're starting to get clutches. Yeah, they're working with the acid. What I'm actually interested in working into my albino clown project. So I might be checking out there. I think because I know what the acid does to the belly, and I want to see what happens with that albino. So I'm really interested in seeing that. No one steal that. Don't take that. Act like you heard it here and forget it. But definitely go check them out. Definitely.
Yeah. Those two are like a brother and sister to me. I mean, we'll text a good bit. Actually, I haven't sent them a message here for like a week or two. But we'll just randomly text back and forth for a while. They're like a brother and sister to me. I love them to death. They were actually going to come up to the barbecue that I had for the.
Oh, were they? Okay.
They were going to actually try to make a road trip up here just for the barbecue, but I guess Jeff couldn't get off that week or something like that. So that kind of put the kiboshes to that.
Yeah, that sucks.
They were legit thinking about making that drive. I don't even know how long that would have been. Probably would have been
maybe double digits, 10-hour drive.
Probably close to it, I bet. But Jeff was like, "Oh yeah, we love road trips." I'm like, "If you love road trips that much for a barbecue, it's like if you come here, it's like we will house you and everything."
Yeah.
Like don't you worry about anything else. You just get here.
You get here, we'll take care of everything else. That's really cool. That's really cool. Well, that's the show, guys. Jeremy, do you have anything to promote? Anything that you got coming up people should know about?
I do, brother. First of all, go into subscribe to my channel, please. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're doing a
links in the description down below
giveaway. I already did a video. We did like a live stream with myself, Chris from BNS Reptilia, and Nathan from Infinite Possible Pythons, and Kent from Craft Brew, which did tip of the week. Which that was a good tip, Kent. That was fun.
Yeah.
But basically, it was just going over what all's being given away. There's a lot of chances to get snakes, gift cards, swag packs. Excuse me. If we hit 1,000 subs, which I only need like 119, 118 subs yet, by next Tuesday. Well, this coming Tuesday, one person will win seven snakes. Just one person, breeder ready males, and there's some really nice males in that group. Danny from DTMG is donating a 1-to-1 pair of Batman makers. So I believe it was a pastel spot nose het clown and a leopard het clown.
Okay.
So pair of Batman makers there, a gift card to his Morph Market, or if you local, use it in person. Phil from Finger Snakes is donating a snake. He even said that if we hit 1K in a week, which would be by Tuesday, he was going to throw in an odium combo into the mix for giveaway, which my jaw hit the floor when he threw that out. Derek from Big D's is throwing in something. I think he's going to let him and I were talking, and he was trying to get me to pick what I wanted him to donate. I was like, dude, no. I don't like playing that game. It's like, Chris, that's trying to do that with me. He was just handing me this list of all these pairs. He goes, here, which one do you want me to donate out? I was like, how about this? It's like, you pick the ones that you think would be good, and we'll roll dice on it, and we'll let luck decide what we go. Like, I feel like if I had to pick something, I feel like I'm being greedy, and I don't like that feeling.
Understandable.
So, I'd rather have luck or that person decide what they're donating.
Gotcha.
And Chris from BNS Reptilia is donating an egg, which we already picked, so you have to watch that live video to see what the pairing was. I forget what the pairing was. Thinks you can end up with. Don't
even tell them. That's the reason for them to go watch that video.
That's true. Yeah, go watch the video. Yeah, go watch the video. Thank you, Gershon.
But you also have You have your is it Gettysburg's pickup video coming up, right?
Yep. Gettysburg pickup video will be out this coming week. So on Wednesday, every Wednesday I drop a video. Every Sunday I have a live stream. This Sunday's live is Sal from Gomez Pythons.
Okay.
So I'm really excited to have him on. Sal, I originally was supposed to have him on probably a couple months ago, and something fell through. He ended up getting called into work. But I think he actually took vacation for this live stream this time.
Okay. So he's ready to go.
Yep.
Okay.
So Sal's this Sunday. The Gettysburg pickup video is this coming Wednesday. And then the week after that, we have Brian Gundy coming on the live stream. And then the next video after that will be clutch cutting of clutch number 1.
Oh, first clutch of the season cutting. Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
And it's pretty nice clutch. The odds gods weren't exactly super generous, but I got what I wanted.
Okay.
I'll put it that way. I got what I wanted.
So well worth you guys checking out to see what he got in that clutch. Definitely go check that out. But before we go, we got to say thanks to our sponsor for this episode. So let's thank to our sponsor. This episode sponsored by DWXOTICZ. That is my twin brother from another mother, Dre. Just go check him out. He is amazing. He is a reptile enthusiast. He has many different species of reptiles, from emerald tree boas, green tree pythons, reticulated pythons, blood pythons, ball pythons. He has, I'm going to say it wrong. It's not a Komodo dragon. It's a crocodilian. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong, but you only find out if you go check out his YouTube channel. Yes, check out his YouTube channel. He is killing it over there. Great channel. Very informative. He tells you about animals. He shows you how to take care of animals. He shows you how to handle animals. He is very knowledgeable and doesn't mind giving up that knowledge and letting you know all about the animals he takes care of, he loves, and the ones we are all passionate about. Definitely go check him out. And while you're watching his YouTube, make sure you jump over to his Instagram, go hit that follow button, and check him out on TikTok too. He's on TikTok doing this thing on TikTok. But definitely go check out Dre. Dre is a great friend to me, and he's a great friend to the reptile community. So definitely go check him out. Definitely go hit that follow. Let him know I sent you. And thanks again, Dre, for sponsoring this episode. All right, guys. Thanks again, Dre from DWXOTICZ, for sponsoring this episode. Greatly appreciate it. Like I said before, go check him out on Mike's channel, Clutch Conversations, Herp Collector. He did a live on Thursday, so you go rewatch it live. And Dre is on there. Wait. Yeah, he's on there. I had a brain fart. He's on there, which is bad because I'm not even live, so there's no reason for these brain farts. But we're leaving it in. Go check him out there. Check out I honestly haven't watched it because it's not out yet, so I can't tell you what he's talking about because we're doing this on Wednesday. I was gonna tell you, but I realized I haven't watched it yet. But definitely go check it out. Go rewatch it. He's a friend of the podcast. He's a friend of the reptile community, so definitely go check him out. Great guy. Tons of knowledge because he works with tons of different species. Just a really cool dude. So go check him out. His YouTube channel as well, DWXOTICZ. Go hit that subscribe, all those like buttons. He's on TikTok. He does a lot more TikToks than me and Jeremy does. He does a lot more. He's very active on TikTok. So definitely go find his TikTok. But thanks again for sponsoring this episode and sponsoring this month. I greatly appreciate you, bro. Appreciate it so much. But Jeremy, thank you for coming on and doing this.
No problem, Sean. Thanks.
I actually talked to you on your live after it ended and asked you, were you available? You were like, yeah, we can do this. We forgot to talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi. So we're going to have to real quick. No, because that's going to be an hour long. That's going to be a whole conversation. We're going to have to set something up because I wanted to do something where I did like a round table thing like you were talking about, and it'd be about some movies that we've all seen. I wanted to get Malacio on there. I wanted to get Mark from 4135 Fauna or Fauna one. Mark knows what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mark. I messed it up. But I wanted to talk about the Batman. I wanted to talk about Thor. I wanted to talk about Obi-Wan, Miss Marvel.
We got to get Chad from Richie's Recessives in here.
I was gonna say him too. Because I was like, because I miss talking about the nerd stuff I like. I used to have a whole podcast for that, and I had to stop doing it. But I miss talking about it because I love it, and I want to talk to other people about it. So one of these days, you're gonna have to figure out do one of these big round tables. That's all I need to hear. That's your game. We're gonna start work something out. We're gonna have to
I just need to watch the Batman and Thor.
Yeah, I need to watch Thor as well. I still need to watch Thor. I gotta go watch Thor. I heard it's not as great as the Ragnarok, but it's okay. So I haven't been running to the theaters to see it because of that. So, but I'm still gonna see it.
You know what you need to watch? Do you have Hulu?
I have Hulu.
Watch The Predator or Prey.
Oh yeah, is it out yet?
August 5th. It comes
August
out.
5th. Yeah. Yeah, it looks. I'm hearing good things.
The previews, and they're saying that it is as good, if not better, than the original.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
I've got high expectations because I love the original. I didn't think the second one was bad either. I don't know.
I didn't think the second one was bad. No,
it was just after the second one,
it got a little dicey.
Too terrible. Yeah, like
I like the one when they were taken from Earth and dropped on that hunting planet. I like that one.
Predators.
Yeah, I like that one.
See, that one, it was good, but I was just kind of like they left it just like, all right, well, now we're stuck here on the planet.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
It's just like,
you change the rules on us, guys. You can't do that mid franchise like that. So this is what I fear that's starting to nerd out. So we're gonna go because we're starting to nerd out. We're gonna go. This is not the nerd you guys wanted. You wanted snake nerding. We did that already. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you guys for coming by, hanging out.
I had to.
I love it. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate it. If you haven't already, please hit that like button because apparently YouTube likes it when you guys hit that like button, and I like that YouTube likes that. But thanks again for all the support and love you guys show me on my channel. And make sure you go subscribe to our guests. All his links are in the description down below for social medias. Thanks again, Jeremy, for being here. Greatly appreciate it.
Thanks again for having me.
Help him also get to that 1,000 subscribers. He's so close. So make sure you hit that subscribe button 100%. But that's enough for us, guys. Thanks for watching. I think I have Mealtime coming out this Saturday. So check that out. Hopefully I see you on Saturday. But hopefully if not, everybody have a good weekend. Oh, and it's my daughter's birthday actually on Thursday. So say happy birthday to her in comments. Her name is Abigail. She's turning 6. Say happy birthday. I forgot about that.
Abigail.
Thank you. She's going to love that. I'm going to show her this video, guys. So you better put it in the comments. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.
See you, everybody.